Welcome everybody to All Things Plastics. My name is Jalen. I'm a registered nurse from Beverly Hills, California.
And I'm Jasmine, also a registered nurse from Beverly Hills, California.
What we're going to start off with is our BBL series. We're going to dive right in, give you all the information you need to know about the BBL, how much it costs, how to find a good doctor, is the trend dying, is it dangerous? So we're going to kind of hop right in. Now, I would say, do you think that the BBL trend is dying?
No. I think that now people are getting less exaggerated looks versus the huge big butt. The bigger the butt, the better. I feel like a lot of people are getting what they call skinny BBLs, which just means you have a lower BMI. So they're doing like a little fat transfer to the butt and making it more of a natural look versus like this huge diaper booty that people were getting before.
Yeah. But they hear the word BBL and they just freak out like, oh my God, you're getting a BBL. And it's like, BBL does not mean you need to walk around with a damn diaper booty.
Yeah.
Like there are various ways to give you a nice, subtle little booty without looking like a stripper if that's not what you're going for.
I think, and a lot of doctors have said this, that you don't really see the results of a good BBL. So walking down the street, you're not going to be able to tell if they've had a BBL because that means it was good. So if you can tell that someone's had a BBL, it's probably not that good of a result. It's probably overdone or not done well.
The BBL surgery has been around for a long time now, but I think we're hearing about it more and more because people are getting so comfortable with talking about it. And especially people in our generation, everyone's like, yeah, sis, I got a BBL. You want my doctor's number? Like being so open, which I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but we had a friend recently that we were talking to that said a long time ago she had a small fat transfer to the butt, which she never told us. And I never knew.
We've been friends with her for like 4 years.
Yeah, and I never knew. I was just like, what? I would never have been able to tell. Or I would have never been like, oh, that girl has, or my friend has a BBL.
Yeah.
I was actually so shocked.
She is slightly older, so it was still like taboo to her to speak about it.
Yeah.
She was still kind of nervous. And we're like, girl, you ain't got to be shy with us.
And I've displayed my whole business out on the internet. So
yes. So definitely the trend of the BBL is not dying. And I think it's going to be here to stay.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into price, how would you tell people looking out there if they wanted to get a BBL, how would they find a good, credible surgeon?
So obviously you need to do your research. It's good to see lots of before and afters. Go to their website, make sure that their before and afters are consistent. So in the same lighting, in the same setup, it's not different pictures that are random. Make sure you also are looking at reviews. So there's different formats and platforms that you can use to write a review for your doctor, which is going to be like Google reviews, Yelp reviews. Real Self is also a good tool as well.
It's an amazing tool.
Yes, so you can go on there and post your experience as well as add photographs of like your results. So I say also, and then going on their Instagram as well, like going on all of those platforms, looking at all of those reviews and photographs, and then making a decision from there. As well as if you want to go the extra mile, which you should, checking to make sure that your doctor's license is in good standing. Because while they may be a board certified plastic surgeon, are they on probation for medical negligence?
This is huge.
Are they at risk of getting their license suspended? Are they not a plastic surgeon and performing plastic surgery procedures?
Yeah, you can be an ENT doctor, which is ears, nose, and throat doctor, and be performing liposuction.
Yes.
Or you could be a dermatologist and be performing liposuction.
Which I don't want to bash. Crazy. I don't want to bash that because there are wonderful surgeons that, which is also crazy. They are ENTs and they are performing lipo BBLs and that's some of the best. So we can't really bash it and say that, but like definitely that is.
But be aware of what surgeon. Are they a true plastic surgeon or are they just a cosmetic surgeon? A cosmetic surgeon and a plastic surgeon, a lot of people don't know the difference, and it's super important that they do.
Yes, so definitely do your research because plastic surgery is a specialized field where they go into a residency specializing in plastics versus cosmetic. And then a lot of plastic surgeons do a fellowship in just plastic surgery to get more experience. So also keep that in mind when you're doing your research and picking a surgeon.
Yes. So based on price, what is the price that we're seeing on average in Beverly Hills today for a 360 lipo BBL?
It changes obviously depending on the surgeon. More expensive obviously doesn't mean better, but on average, I would say it's around like $14,000 for a lipo 360 BBL, just depending on who you go to. There's people that are more, there's less, so it's just an average price for a good doctor.
If you're paying $25,000, $30,000 for your lipo BBL, you're probably paying for a doctor's name, right? A high-end doctor with millions of followers that does content on social media. That's what you're paying for. But you can find a good doctor that does great work, has a good record, that charges about $14,000 to $15,000 for a lipo BBL. So that's what we're seeing right now in Beverly Hills. And this could change from Miami to Houston to Turkey, wherever you're trying to go. But Beverly Hills, $14,000 to $15,000 for your lipo BBL.
Yes. Not surgery cost, not all the supplies that you need, all of the massages that you're going to need. So take that into consideration. I would say for like supplies, massages, all of that portion, save an extra like $2,000 to $3,000. If you save more and you don't need it, great, but that way you're actually fully prepared for that.
Yes. And I think a majority of that you're going to spend money on after surgery is your lymphatic massages, or even if you do hyperbaric. But hyperbaric, you don't need it too much with the lipo BBL. You need that more for like a tummy tuck or a breast aug where you have bigger incisions. But you're really spending a lot of money on your lymphatic massages because you need at least 10 to have really good results. And that costs a lot of money.
So lymphatic massages, we could kind of just touch base on that. The sessions were
an average price for that as well.
It's like $200 to $250. It's more expensive if you have them coming to you. So if you have a mobile masseuse coming to you versus if you go to their studio, because you're paying for the traveling expense as well. So it's definitely not cheap. There are a lot of massage therapists that do offer packages. So that's a good thing because they'll give you a discount based off of the packages that you do. So definitely ask your massage therapist what packages they offer. You're going to need a minimum of 10 sessions. So it adds up to like $1,500 to $2,000 real quick. And that's just on massage.
You can go on Amazon for your supplies, or you can go to basic grocery stores. Supplies aren't too bad, but it still will be a couple of $100s for your chucks, your briefs, your wipes, your fragrance-free soaps and lotions. Like the little things all add up too. So put that all into one big pot. You're looking at $2,000 to $3,000.
Yeah. Or fahas are not cheap. And I learned that real quick. So you have stage 1 faja, the one that you come right out of surgery with. Usually the doctor will provide that for you. But if one, that's an extra $75. Then you go to your stage 2 faja, that's another $150. And then if you want an extra one, so it's another $150. So it adds up really, really quick.
In regards to if you have to go to aftercare after your surgery, or if you have to have a private duty nurse, that's another $800 to $1,000 that you weren't counting on. So make sure you have all your funds in place and you think of every single little thing that you need afterwards and save up a couple thousand. And if you don't use it all, amazing. You have an extra $1,000 in your pocket for whatever else, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, better to be overprepared than underprepared and be like, oh shit, now I have to shell out an extra $2,000 and where am I going to get that money from? I only accounted for my surgery and now I have $3,000, $4,000 worth of aftercare and I don't have those funds.
And I would say when you go and get a quote from a plastic surgeon prior to your surgery, you go to your consultation, you let them know what you want. They'll give you a quote on everything. Take that quote, go look up the specific supplies that you need, reach out to a lymphatic massage therapist and say, hey, if I were to get 10 sessions in whenever, how much would it roughly be? Add that all together. And that's a great way to, be prepared and know how much it's really going to cost you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And touching on quote and payment plans, you work as the main nurse in a plastic surgeon's office. How do people go about getting a quote and asking about payment plans?
So once you have your consultation with the doctor, the patient care coordinator will create a quote for you based off of all of the procedures that the doctor recommends, whether that be adding on arm liposuction or skin tightening. And just depending on the doctor that you're going to, they may offer different financing options. So always ask the doctor what financing options they offer. Every doctor is different. I found out that the interest rates on those financing options varies per doctor. So let's say you want to do care credit. Not every doctor is going to have 0% interest for 12 months. It's not based off of your credit. So I learned that the hard way. It's based off of,
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's based off of what the doctor wants to offer because those financiers take a portion of that money. So that doctor doesn't get the full $15,000. They take a percentage if you're using their financing company.
And I always let people know you don't have to if you have cash and can pay for your surgery in cash, great, that's amazing. But some people don't have that luxury right now. Times are hard. We get it. If you want to only pay half of your surgery in cash and put the other half on a credit card or care credit, you have that option as well, instead of just putting all of the whole $15,000 of your surgery onto a credit card or onto care credit. So that's also an option as well that we like to tell people.
Yeah. But if you can, I think the way that I did it, I'll be pretty transparent about it, is I did the half cash and then the other half, I had a credit card where I used my points on. And then I also had a credit card where it's 0% interest for 21 months. So obviously I was going to take that versus the financing option through my doctor was like 0% interest for 6 months. And I was like, why would I do that versus 21 months? That makes no sense.
Yeah, so that was definitely the smarter option to do.
A lot of credit cards, you get points. So if you are able to put it on a credit card and with a low interest rate, you also get points and you'll get money back. So look into that as well.
Mm-hmm. And for people looking to book a consultation, how do people go about doing that?
So I would directly go on whatever doctor you're interested, their website, and they usually have like a little box on there, like interested in a consultation. You could submit an inquiry. I think the easiest way to go is just calling the office directly. The receptionist or anyone in the office is able to assist you with booking a consultation. There's two types of usually doctors offer, which are virtual consultations. So you can either send in photographs, the doctor reviews them, gives the recommendation over a phone call, or they'll have like a video FaceTime call and do that. Or obviously, I think the best way to do it is come into the office, see the doctor, meet them in person, get a feel for them. Because what if your personalities just don't match? They could be a great surgeon, but not everybody is great for each other.
And I definitely think that going in person is way better than virtual, just because the doctor can physically in person see you, touch your skin. How much is it sagging? How much skin elasticity do you have? I think it's just way better than the virtual. On FaceTime with lighting, connections, things can be tricky. Even if you're from out of state, out of country, I know it's a little hard, but even if you're from out of state, maybe make a small trip with a friend or a significant other or a family member for 2 days or 3 days, book your consultation, and maybe see 3 doctors in one day, knock it all out of the park. You can schedule a good 3 or 4 surgeons that you want to meet and do a consultation just so you get a full picture. I think that is definitely the way to go.
I definitely recommend seeing multiple doctors. I would do research on many doctors, pick your top 3, and then have a consultation with all 3 of them to see who best fits you. I don't think you should just do one consultation and then that's it and you go with them, because there's so many doctors out there. You kind of get a vibe for who works, like I said, works best with you, and see different results, different personalities, what their kind of, how would you say, their atmosphere in the office is like, if you're going to have support after surgery or if you're not. So those things are very important. And you can also use it for leverage. So you could say, I went to this doctor, they matched me with this quote, and maybe they're able to work with you a little bit more and lower the price. So just a little tip.
And most of them can. Don't think that the surgeon has a set price, because we will tell you right now, they will, even if it's $1,500, even if it's $1,000, that's $1,000. That's part of your lymphatic therapy. So these surgeons can come down. You just have to learn how to talk the talk.
Yeah, I would say there's a little bit of leeway in the quoting price.
There's not a lot.
I mean, I've tried it myself. So take that into consideration, but definitely it doesn't hurt to ask. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
And are even social media discounts for them using your photos or them using your videos or showing befores and afters or getting patient testimonials. If that doctor wants to do that with you, say, hey, yes, blurring out my face and not giving my identity, you can use this, or even do a testimonial if that's what you're comfortable with. Say, hey, I would like a discount for doing social media. So don't be afraid to ask. A lot of them will give it to you. Even if it's $1,000 or even if it's $500, that's still a win.
It's still money. Money is money.
Money is money, honey. So this is our first video for the BBL series. So our next video, it will consist of post-surgery care, surgery attire, travel mistakes. We're going to get into more topics for your lipo BBL. If you guys have any questions, comment them down below. Make sure you subscribe and follow us for more content on all things plastics.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Bye.